Hey!
Yo.
Welcome to the Garage Gang.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm more confident with the second recording because now we know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
First recording crapped out on us.
Yeah, so now we get to try a second time. So Wilson, tell us that condensed version of your video game week.
So to jump right in, we were talking about what video games we were recently playing, and I had just recently opened a Super Nintendo Mini console that I had bought. It is the original one. There are knockoffs, but I did find a real one off of Facebook Market that I opened on Christmas Day, even though I had bought it like a few months earlier. I just hadn't got around to opening it till now. I've been playing Donkey Kong Country to be more specific. I've been playing a little bit of F-Zero. There's tons of great titles on there. They really nailed it with everything they had preloaded on there. And we were discussing about if there were a heinous individual that had come,
Hypothetically speaking, wanted to add more games to the device.
Absolutely, that this individual would be able to do so, and I think that this is a terrible idea, and it's just something that I personally would never do, not even in Minecraft.
Yeah, terribly possible.
Horribly possible.
And basically the you could turn the library into thousands, into compatible with the D-pad and the 4 main buttons and the L and R triggers. I mean, you could play anything from the Game Boy selection. You could play anything from NES to SNES. If you were able to do so,
if you were as horrible as you would need to be,
absolutely,
morally and ethically, to dare I say, emulate video games.
This terrible individual where if when I find him, and I get my hands on him, Nintendo,
we got you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hit us up, Nintendo.
Yeah.
We will shill so free.
Garage Gang.
Yeah. Andres, what have you been playing?
I've not been playing, man.
What have you been doing?
This is lies.
What have you been playing?
No, it's not a lie. I've literally just been watching Stargate. I'm not gonna.
Are you really?
I literally just.
Is that all you've been doing?
I went into a very hard lean because they were going to take it off of Amazon. So they had like this countdown for how many days it was going to be until they get it off. And I was thinking to myself, I got responsibilities. How I could even have some fun, playing video games. Nope, just hard leaned into Stargate.
All right, well then how's Stargate going?
Well, I'm overdue on that, so I mean,
that's not what I asked you.
It's been done.
No, that's not what I asked you. How are you enjoying Stargate?
It's fun.
Is it?
It's a
what about
experience.
it is fun? Fucking talk about it.
No.
Why don't you want to talk about Stargate?
I'm not a proper reviewer,
Oh, heaven forbid you express your opinion on a video format.
This might require a different series.
Okay. It might, but...
Andres is...
Okay.
You know what? Hold on. Andres, I got you.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the however long it takes Stargate Minute with Andres. Hit him. Look him in the eyes. Look these people in the eyes and tell them what's up.
I've recently gone through...
look them in the eyes.
I've recently gone through seasons 5, 6, 7, and halfway through 8 right now. And out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're close to the end.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to the end now. I started like nearly 3 years ago, and then I just sort of waited, and then, I saw I was leaving, so I'm like, shit, I gotta, finish it. And I just about missed that boat, but they still got it on Netflix.
I got a question for you, because you're the only person here that I think has really watched Stargate, correct, Wilson?
Yes, that's correct. But
Okay.
I have a question following your question.
Okay, so Andres, to my understanding, there are many Stargate series out there, correct?
That is correct.
What are you watching?
I'm watching SG-1. That is the
original
TV series that came after the original movie Stargate.
So there's a precursor movie.
There's a precursor movie. Like, the movie starts off the franchise, more or less.
Do you have to watch the movie to understand the series?
You don't have to, because, they get, like, a little bit...
But should you? When you watched that first episode, did it make sense?
It made sense.
That's all I need.
There's a little bit of missing context, but you do get that over time. And, frankly, it doesn't take very long to actually get that context.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the original movie, it's got Kurt Russell, and he's...
Really?
Yeah. He's like
Is
this.
he in the show?
He's not in the show.
Oh,
No,
what
they
the
got
fuck?
Richard Dean Anderson in the show instead. So
Oh, yeah,
it's like
because I know who that is.
he's the guy from MacGyver. So it's like
Yeah, because
if
I've
you-
seen that.
Okay, well, you know who MacGyver is, right?
I've heard of
You know
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
He
Okay,
makes a bunch of shit,
He
right?
makes a bunch of shit. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
all I know about MacGyver.
Okay, well, the guy's like an executive producer on the show, so it's kind of interesting to see, the guy, lead, produce, that sort of thing.
Like Tom Cruise.
Like Tom Cruise, yeah, Tom Cruise and this shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Stargate. How's it going?
it's pretty good. I feel like, it's like if you like the movie, if you like the Pixar Atlantis or whatever, was Atlantis Pixar?
It was not. I want to say it was like an early Walt Disney.
I don't think it was Disney.
I
don't think it's Disney.
so.
I don't think it's Disney simply because you don't see Atlantis anywhere near any of the Disney stuff.
It came out in that weird period where they had that movie Atlantis, El Dorado, and like another movie that you didn't know like what studio it was in particular, but it was like a kind of a classic animated movie of your time. I'll look it up right now.
I like Atlantis.
I'll pull it up.
Was it? Because who was the voice actor for the main character in Atlantis? Wasn't it
Marty McFly?
Yeah, Michael J.
McFly,
Fox.
So Michael J. Fox, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
so weird.
Yeah, no, so I mean, like the premise for that
I'm
movie.
sorry, you brought up Atlantis, so I do have to
Yeah.
speak about it. I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking about Atlantis recently, and I vividly remember the scene where they get like led into like the inner sanctum or whatever of Atlantis, and everyone but the main character goes, "All right, let's do this," and then they all pull out guns, and the main character's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "What is happening in this film?" I just remember that point so vividly because they all look super excited that they're about to shoot people for no reason.
Okay. So, like, generally, I think, like, the selling points for it are, if you like this, then perhaps you like this.
Okay.
Generally, the premise of Stargate is that a long time ago, there was these alien civilizations that were ruling the humans on Earth.
Built the pyramids.
Built the pyramids. They took the people from Earth, and displaced them onto other planets. But, that's more of the TV series.
Oh.
But there seems to be a human race that evolved before the actual human race, the ancients and shit, But, this is like getting very esoterically. So just to focus on the movie itself, is that, you got an alien invader that basically is ruling over people as the old Egyptian god. And...
Huh. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But, alright. All right.
And
but
it's it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's basically like the same kind of points, except instead of finding the old civilizations, but
Yeah, it is Disney.
It's Disney.
It is Disney. And,
Yo, Disney, bring Atlantis back.
And the other movie I forgot, Treasure Planet. So Treasure Planet, they were back to back. Treasure Planet was 2002, and Atlantis was 2003.
What a fucking time to be alive.
And Emperor's New Groove was 2000. And the other one that I mentioned, what was it? It was
El Dorado.
El Dorado, yeah. So it was all those. You look back and you think, was that Disney? Did Disney do that?
Did Disney
Yeah,
really put that shit out?
Disney owns. Come on, let's be real. Disney owns about it all.
Yeah.
At this
But
point.
hey, I like all their movies. I don't care. I'm fine with it.
From that time period, those were very quintessential, I think.
Very different. They were very different movies.
Yeah, they weren't they weren't like the classic like princess and prince or princess and king.
Man,
and
that's
queen.
why I feel like Atlantis was trying to get back to that because there was a princess type character.
Yeah.
But it never took off, or they never like put it in the theme park or whatever.
Right.
I want to go to a theme park and go, yo, where Atlantis land? I want, come on.
This one, you might actually drown.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me get down there. Let me hook up. Atlantis with the shit.
So I guess my only real complaint, I guess, about Stargate would be that, a lot of the alien races are really people. They got like a bunch of weird. They got a bunch of weird explanations for it because it's like in the series they displaced humans through a device called the Stargate, which uses wormholes to take you to other planets, that are habitable. Definitely, they had those first few episodes where everyone was speaking different languages, but that's too tough. So now in space, everyone speaks English.
Yeah, the translator book.
Yeah, just whatever kind of not really. Like, I mean,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I'm
know what
just
you
giving
mean.
a frame
Yeah.
of reference.
A frame of reference, yeah, like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Yes.
Galaxy sort of
Yes.
explanation for that. Yeah. But I mean, it's like,
And they're all British.
so it's like, so it's like technically, yeah, you have humans from Earth. Technically, you have things that just look human, and then technically, it's really strange how they go about all their explanations. But usually, it's just an excuse for lower budgets. Which isn't so bad. It isn't so bad, and it gives you definitely a friendlier frame of reference.
But it's a good show.
But it's a pretty decent show,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
Something to check out.
That's all you've been doing?
That's all I've really been doing. And I did do like the first season of Atlantis because I'm trying to follow like a...
What?
Yeah, because they got a Stargate series called Stargate Atlantis.
Oh.
Because there's actually like a location that's Atlantis. So
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Stargate does.
Yeah,
Quite a few.
and apparently Jason Momoa is in like the later seasons too, like as a
Momoa.
recurring Momoa.
Yeah, okay.
He's as a reoccurring character, so that's kind of strange, you know.
He was in
with
Stargate?
Yeah, he was in Stargate Atlantis.
Well, that's
That-
fucking
yeah,
ironic.
I mean,
No, isn't it? Yeah,
That's
now he's
weird.
Aquaman.
That's
You
weird.
know, Aquaman has to be somewhere in there.
That's so weird that I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it was part of his like
Fucking
breakout
God.
career. But like one of the
Yeah, that's just a straight shut up. That makes complete sense.
oh yeah, no, but also like a frame
Now
of
I run Atlantis.
here's another funny frame of reference too for the SG-1 team for Stargate. One of the main characters, Teal'c. He's actually Christopher Judge, if you know who that is.
From
God of War, the reboot. He's the voice for Kratos.
Really?
Yeah.
God fucking damn it! What is happening here? Why is Stargate getting all these people back and shit?
It had these people. It's an old series.
It's
Just-
crazy. No,
it
that's
just so
funny.
happens to help build them up. Yeah.
Just does Christopher Judge have an amazing voice like he does in the God of War game?
Yeah. No, he's got some
Good.
pretty recurring.
Good.
You know, a deep. His voice only got deeper with God of War, but you know, he still got that pretty
It only
serious.
got deeper.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, he's got that serious, intimidating presence, but he's also, you know, he's got a bit of personality once you get to know his character. He's actually written a few episodes too, which was pretty interesting to see. Like, yeah, like I'd see a few episodes and it would say written by Christopher Judge, and I'm like, wow, that's
Good
nice.
shit.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he's got his own sci-fi series too, like
Really? I feel like
I forget if
now
it's a
that you say
podcast
his
or
name,
yeah.
it sounds really familiar attached to other things.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't place it at all. Like I couldn't place his name on anything, but I've heard the name Christopher Judge, but never knew he was the voice actor for Kratos or anything else.
I think he's also in the video game Def Jam. Not Def Jam, but
I don't think he'd be in Def Jam.
no, not
If he
Def
was in
Jam,
Def
but,
Jam, he would only. There's like one character I could think he'd be because everyone else is voiced by the rapper. Like the only original character that I could think of for Def Jam that isn't a rapper persona type is D-Mob.
Yeah. Okay.
He might be that. The voice is deep enough.
I couldn't say off the top of my head which character or which game, but I know that he's in one of the other ones.
Okay, as
Yeah.
long as he's not an icon.
He's not an icon
Good.
yet, but
No,
I mean, like
no,
he's
yet.
he's definitely gotten the working, and I believe he also tried. He also kind of got tricked into doing God of War too.
He got tricked.
he got
into
tricked.
doing God of War.
Yeah, like somebody.
Man, what a mean joke to play.
It was
wow.
it was a nice joke though.
No, Andres, being fucking facetious. All right.
No,
Of course, like, oh no, I was tricked into this hyper successful game. Oh, what a shame.
because he got handed the script as something else, but it's like surprise, it's a video game. You're apparently I think from what I've heard was that he was adverse to doing a video game voice because then that usually means like towards the end of someone's acting career, but.
All right, that's a weird opinion, but whatever.
I don't have that opinion. That's just something that I've heard.
That's
so,
fine.
Yeah.
No, I know you don't have that opinion. I'm just saying that's a weird thing to
Yeah.
hear.
So apparently, when it was given to him, he was.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Apparently when it was given to him-
Time
yeah.
out. Wow, the end of their career, Nolan North and Troy Baker, they haven't done shit since they started doing video game voices.
No, I just-
90% of the industry is those two.
Like,
what the fuck?
I just think it's a really funny thought because like video game scripts gotta be like fucking huge, for like, hey, read
Depends.
this line, read this line, read this line. It's like, what is this
It depends. Not every game
Yeah.
is going to be an LA noir. So,
Yeah, no, I mean like God of War, the God of War reboot was pretty long. So.
no, but like, there's not a million variations of one thing.
No, I guess not.
Well, no, because I mean, it's just like here's the line for this situation. Like, there's only so many situations and like grunts and whatnot that a person can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like L.A. Noire. Here's the character question, and then here's 3 variations of answers from the person, and then if you call them out on a lie, every single question they have a different piece of dialogue. Like it's a whole bunch of shit.
Okay, so another strange parallel too.
Well, hold on, Wilson. I think wanted to say something a while ago.
Oh, correct. But I don't want to run you off the rails if this question is too different.
Go ahead.
But why Battlestar, or not Battlestar?
Stargate.
Why Stargate rather than Battlestar Galactica?
Is that on Amazon?
Because those are 2 very similar titles of series, and they're sci-fi.
So what I saw for like Battlestar Galactica, like I didn't try to get too far into it. I really haven't seen that much of it either, but it's like from what I understand, it's a fairly actually political show. Like it seems to try to draw parallels to like War on Terror and just personally, I usually think that if you got like metaphorically speaking or like making an allusion to like the real world, it's like you still got to put fiction first. And I feel like that some things kind of fail at doing that.
Right.
And I think that, while, Stargate might have like some of those themes that, people value,
it puts the fiction
it
first.
still puts the fiction first, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, because when your parallels are then your character's looking toward a portal leading to another planet, you go, yeah, I can get over this.
Yeah.
I think Battlestar Galactica, that's the series where it takes place entirely on one ship, and they just have to figure out who the imposters are, right?
Yeah, because they got
Battlestar
like some
Galactica?
kind of android sort of infiltrators sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to
So,
separate the fiction when the entire series takes place in one location.
Because I mean, drama's drama is in everything, so you don't want to necessarily name something a drama, but I do think Battlestar Galactica is more of a drama.
A whodunit.
Kind of.
A whodunit.
Kind of, yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah. So I mean, it's like that's why I have it on the back burner. That's why I don't go too deep into that. But like, definitely, I prefer.
Also, it's not getting taken off of Amazon like.
Yeah,
Stargate.
no, it's not.
I'm assuming the big push to start watching this now is because it's going to be gone in a little while.
I mean, today. So
today.
I don't know. It hasn't disappeared yet, but the countdown messages have disappeared. So
maybe they renewed it.
Maybe they renewed it.
Who knows? I'm sure you'll find out today or another day.
Yeah. Whenever it disappears for me is when it happens.
And then you wiki the ending.
Basically, yeah.
And then you go on with your life.
I mean,
like... Andres, with my week, surprisingly, Atlantis connects in.
Okay.
Because I went back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
Because I never beat the final DLC. I haven't beaten a couple of things that I really need to in that game. Like, I need to finish the cult stuff. Because I actually want to see where that leads. But I also need to do the final DLC. Man, the fact that final DLC wraps around the real life portion of the game is actually really frustrating, and I don't like it. Because not only do you have to constantly go between load times for like 1-2 minute game sections of like the real world stuff.
Okay.
You're not hardly doing anything in between the load times, so it's super frustrating. Because it takes about like a minute or two to load, because it's just a big game.
What was the original console for the Odyssey? Or
original? I mean, it was on I'm playing it on PS4.
PS4?
Yeah.
Was it originally from the PS3 or?
No.
Okay.
No. I think the last one that was on the PS3 was Black Flag.
Okay.
Ever since then, it's only been.
Okay, because like Odyssey's the one that's with Egypt, right? Or is it the?
That's Origins.
Origins. Okay, so
Odyssey is Greek.
It's Greek.
Oh, so that's pretty recent, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's why I say it connects to Atlantis.
Okay.
Because the Greeks.
Okay.
Atlantis, big for the Egyptians, surprisingly. Never knew. No, but I finished that. Actually, funny enough, the DLC that ties in to Origins, which is technically after Odyssey, even though the names don't make any fucking sense if that's the case.
Right.
Anyway, that DLC happened. That was all right, I guess. That entire DLC was weird because it's just all like, it's all a lead up to the the main character for Origins, or like the family tie-in to Origins. So it didn't really have a whole lot of payoff, I guess, unless you played Origins. I feel like I should have started with the Atlantis DLC because I would have liked it more. Okay. But I finally got to the area of the Atlantis DLC, and it's super weird. Because you walk into a throne room, basically, and the character goes, do the thing! Go to the thrones and do the areas. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll start doing the areas. But it's like, the character premises it with, they're simulations. But they're talking to the character in the past. So your character, I'm playing as the male Alexios, the character goes, don't worry, these are just simulations of the areas, or they're just the zone or whatever. And the character is just going, okay, yeah, whatever. Not going, the fuck is a simulation?
Well, is it not in and it's been a long time since I've actually played, but Assassin's Creed, the first one.
Yeah.
Is it not that you're in a simulation?
Okay. Here's the thing.
It's like a mind tapping or something.
They dropped the fucking ball on relating the past characters in that family line to the real world stuff a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Like the last time it was connected to Desmond, specifically that character, it's 1 and then the 2 series.
Ezio or
yeah, the Ezio trilogy. I think trilogy.
Okay.
Or quintal, I don't fucking know. The Ezio trilogy is what I'm just gonna call it because I think there's only 3 of them.
Okay.
But yeah, Desmond is 1 through 3.1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So that's that character.
Okay.
And then he's gone. I don't know what happens to him because I didn't play the other games with Ezio. Then the 3rd game happens, and I didn't play that because I didn't care. Then Black Flag happens, didn't play it because I didn't care. And then Syndicate happened, which is the British one.
Yeah.
Didn't play that because I didn't care. Origins happened. Oh god, it's so. I'm trying to.
Is Origins is it
Egypt.
Prehistoric or it's Egypt?
Origins is Egypt.
Okay.
I didn't care about that one either, but I saw what they were doing, and I was like, they're making it like more of an RPG, so I was kind of getting into it, but I didn't buy Origins.
Definitely looking more interesting.
Yeah, that's to me anyway. And then because they got out of like the whole like counter the Batman combat.
I would say so.
Which is like made me more interested. And then I saw Odyssey on sale and was like, fuck it, I'll play Odyssey. Then I started playing Odyssey and like, this is fine. This game's too big. There's too much fucking water. This boat stuff sucks. This put me on the land, please, so I can actually play the game.
Right.
I beat it. Fuck. And then I started doing the DLCs because I got it as like the gold version because that was on like a really cheap bargain. And I just need to beat the fucking the Fate of Atlantis DLC.
Is Poseidon involved?
Okay, here's the thing. Probably because the cover of the DLC on like on the PlayStation Store is a character with a trident with his hand on your character's shoulder. And I was like,
there's so much that they could do.
Well, here's the thing. When I first saw that,
December 31st. By the way, did you know I can help with beauty gift recommendations?
Yes,
you can help by fucking off the edge of my dick, Google. How about that?
That's Amazon.
I'm not at work. You fuck off. Okay. All right. Anyway.
Yo, press that mute button real quick.
Why did it?
Amazon Echo?
Oh. Okay.
Shut up.
There we go.
No more echoes in here.
I don't know what I said. Anyway, the thing with Odyssey. So when I first played Odyssey, because I saw the DLC box arts first, I was like, the character's like, I don't know who my dad is, or I don't know who my family is, that kind of thing. And you meet who you believe your character. Your character's like, oh, I'm gonna go meet my dad because I want to know what the fuck happened with my childhood stuff. And then he's like, yeah, I'm not your dad. I just raised you. And you're like, well, then who's my dad? And he's like, I don't know. You gotta go talk to your mom. Go figure that shit out. And I was like, oh, his dad. I guess the dad's gonna be like Poseidon or something because of that cover art. And then it's not. It's Pythagoras, which blew my mind even more because that was a weird pull. That was the weirdest pull I've ever heard. It's like,
it's very interesting.
Well, I guess because the way to meet him is really weird. Because your mom goes, you should go meet your dad. he's here. Go like figure that out. And it doesn't really mark it on the map. And then when you do like find the area, it's like an end game quest. It's like level 50 because you're fighting like mythical creatures, which is actually interesting. They tie it in kind of neatly.
You know, okay, now that we're talking about that, so another question that I guess I should have asked was that, so the original Assassin's Creed, or wherever Assassin's Creed is now, going through time and I guess some mythos of different areas, different general areas.
Yeah.
So it does seem that they give legitimacy to the myths.
Oh,
so
well,
like Atlantis is an actual in the video game, because now they're moving from sheer like history and to, well, I mean, it never was like it was never fully non-fiction. There were fictional attributes to the game.
The Apple of Eden and all that shit.
Yeah, but it seems that they're moving more towards more fiction. More
I would say, I think Origins started it more because, to be fair, everything they were pulling from before that, like with Black Flag and Syndicate and the third one and all those cultures didn't really have a lot of like mythology going on.
No, well, Origins they did have. Well,
no, that's what I mean.
Egyptians.
Origins and Odyssey are really the first two cultures that they hit and that actually have like some crazy mythology stuff going on.
And they actually do
a little. I only can speak on Odyssey. I know that in Origins, from what I've heard, like you can fight Anubis. But they're like it's a glitch in the Animus or something like that. Like they explain it, but it's not story related. And Odyssey, it's optional.
I see.
Like you don't have to go and see Atlantis at all or do any of that shit. And I mean, there's some really weird stuff going on in some parts of that game because you fight like a boss and they start doing like AoE attacks that like where explosions are coming up from the ground. Yeah. And I'm like, how are we fine with this? This character's shoving a sword in the ground and then big light squares show up and blow up.
Yeah, that's magic.
I was like, what the fuck? How are we cool with this? No one's like questioning this?
So they are integrating like
weird
aspects
magic
of like myth, and there's some magic now being introduced.
Like spoiler, like the most interesting thing with all that stuff is definitely the mythical creature fights.
Okay.
Because the thing that you go do, like when you find Atlantis and Pythagoras shows up, he shows up with like this fucking it looks like the staff of Asclepius. It has like the snakes around it.
Oh yeah,
the medical symbol sign.
Pythagoras, he was actually an alchemist in real life.
Well, the thing is, the staff he has is a MacGuffin because as long as you own the like hold the staff, you're like you don't age. Like you're like you're immortal until you let go, and then you just age and die.
Yeah. So like, who made it? Like aliens or what?
Okay, that's the thing. Where this is where like they're trying to tie shit in.
Andromeda.
Yeah, it's like it's not aliens. It's this. It's the thing that all video games do, where they're like, it's the super hyper advanced culture that's not around anymore for whatever reason.
Right.
It's one of those. I forget what they're called. I think they're called like the IO or something. I don't know. Who gives a shit?
The ions?
No, I don't know.
Archons?
No, I don't know.
Now this is Gnosticism that we're getting into.
Shut up.
They're following a cargo cult society where everything we've created has just been created before.
It's just weird. It's like a staff of power, and Pythagoras has it.
Yeah.
And so you meet him, and he goes, "I'm Pythagoras," and your character goes, "You're full of shit. He died like 100 years ago," and he's like, "Nah, I'm still alive. I'm trying to get into Atlantis because I'm cool like that. I want all the knowledge of the world." And he's like, "But we got to open up the thing above us that's just floating in the air, and you have to go kill the mythical creatures assigned to like the four corners, basically."
Oh, interesting.
And it's the Minotaur, Medusa, and a Sphinx. The Sphinx had me mad confused because I was like, is the Sphinx Greece? Is that Greek? I don't think it's Greek.
It's Egyptian.
Yeah,
But the thing with the Greeks and their myths is that they did end up having some overlap with Egyptian.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, like in the Sphinx, and because they did travel down to Egypt. I guess it would be. Well, I don't know how. because they did they did trade, over the Mediterranean Sea, and so there's.
I don't know. Like the weird thing is just we'll just exclude the Sphinx because it wasn't even like a fight. It was
Even
like solve the puzzle.
the Chimera, I think, is I want to say that's towards the Middle East. I want to say the thing about the Greeks are that they were trading with everybody. They were going everywhere.
I don't know how they chose the mythical creature to assign, but the two big ones that are specifically Greek are the Minotaur and the Medusa.
Right.
And when you go and fight them, and they're all right. They're not great fights. They're just boss fights, like do the gimmick kind of thing. The interesting explanation for them always being like pervasive throughout like the Greek mythology is like you go and you fight the thing. You go and fight the Minotaur and you kill it. Mm-hmm. And you pick up the item that it was protecting. Mm-hmm. And behind the character is this not simulation, but like, transparent light.
So they're like they're like a hologram.
Yeah, kind of imagine like a hologram type thing behind the character, like reaching out to try to like control turn into you.
Oh,
because the Minotaur is not a natural creature in the Assassin's Creed mythology. It was created by this hyper advanced race to make sure that this item never left this spot.
Oh, okay, I understand.
So the second a normal person touches it, they become the Minotaur.
Oh.
But your character, because you're like special, or you have like special blood running through you, you resist it. So you're able to get the item, and then you look back to where the Minotaur was, and it's just a normal human body. So that's their explanation for that, and the Medusa and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that makes sense for why it's always around, but it's kind of funny because your character then ends the mythology of the Minotaur and the Medusa because you resist it and you just get them.
That's interesting.
That's probably the most interesting part about it. The stuff with Atlantis, I don't think it feels a little rushed just in terms of like actual playing the game.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look very good or it doesn't like run terribly well. But I mean, I can't really speak too much about it because it's on a PS4, so it's kind of limited.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but it's not. I haven't gone too far in it. I really need to just buckle down and actually beat it. But I've been playing Yakuza 7 like a dragon, and that's been taking up most of my time because the Yakuza games are great.
That's completely understandable.
You've told me that this plays like Dragon Quest.
No, I did not. I said the main character loves Dragon Quest.
Okay.
So he perceives battle like a Dragon Quest, where it's turn-based. And at the very beginning of the game, you get into like your tutorial fight.
Right.
And then a guy shows up, like your little underling in your Yakuza family. Mm-hmm. And he's like, dude, why'd you even get hit? You could have just whipped his ass, no problem. And he's like, yeah, but like, that's not what heroes do. That's not, like...
It wasn't my turn.
Yeah, it wasn't... It's not like in the video games. And it's like in Dragon Quest? It's like, yeah, like in Dragon Quest. You take your turn, and then he takes his turn. You just tank the hit, and you beat his ass. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, that's stupid. And he's like, yeah, but I want to be a hero, so shut up. And that happens.
You can take it.
Yeah, and that game's really great. It's definitely... The thing that I would have liked more is if it touched more on the man out of time aspects of it, because the main thing is like your character goes to prison for 18 years, like 2001 to 2019 I think is the in-game clock.
Wow.
Yeah, so your character gets out of prison and is like, he goes to Kamurocho, which is the city that like the game mainly takes place in.
Yeah.
And he's like, back in 2001, he was just smoking in the street, like, walking along and all that. And then he gets to 2019 Kamurocho, looks to his left, and sees people on their cell phones. Like, every single person in frame is looking down at their phone walking. He's like, what the fuck are those? And then he looks to his right, and he sees a bunch of people vaping. And he's like, is that a cigarette? What is that? And then behind him, slightly to his left, is a no smoking sign. Because you're not allowed to do that anymore, just walking around. They don't really touch on that too much, other than at the very beginning, because then he goes to like a salon to get like his hair done, and he asks for a punch perm, and when the camera zooms out, his hair looks super weird, and the lady's like, "I don't know what that is. I had to look that up. I had to look that up to do your hair because I've never heard that before." And I mean, that's just what the character looks like now. The design's fine. It looks fun, but it's a good game. It's a real ass RPG with all the Yakuza trappings.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like the really weird involved mini games. One is called Dragon Kart, which is a Mario Kart type mini game in the Yakuza universe. So you're driving around picking up rocket launchers and all this shit. It's great.
Did you see the meme that I shared that compared Yakuza 7 to the Cyberpunk 2077?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, it just says like, well, Yakuza 7 was basically the success that we didn't know that we needed at that time. I mean, it really overtook in its delivery compared to the Cyberpunk 2077's delivery.
I don't know what happened or how the general population found Yakuza and somehow fell in love with it so quickly, because those games have been good for so long, but no one knew about them. They just weren't out there. Mm-hmm. And it was super weird that, like, I'm really happy that people are, like, enjoying it. I'm just worried because of, like, I mean, they are remaking all of them.
I think it's probably because, like, they weren't as popular because of Grand Theft Auto and
they're very
Saint
different.
Rose. Like, Grand Theft Auto and Saint Rose, if you wanted, like, kind of an semi-open world RPG that was, like, gang related and you could
you played the American version. You played the Grand Theft Autos.
Right, you played Grand Theft Auto or even Saints Row for that matter. But so it's like probably everybody was just passing by the game like, oh, it's trying to be Grand Theft Auto,
and then you play it and you're like, holy fucking shit, this is so different.
Not as sexy or not as not as.
It's not America.
Not America. Yeah,
it's not right. But yeah, those Yakuza games are so polished, and they're just so much fun.
They look like a whole lot of fun.
They are. They're crazy. They're so stupid.
We'll definitely purchase that one for the PS5.
Listen,
when we get one.
If you want to play some of them, I have 0 and Kiwami 1 and 2 on disc.
Is there not one over there right now on the shelf? Or am I mistaken?
No, I got it digitally for like PS Plus.
Okay.
I believe it was 0.
Oh, you do have 0?
I believe I have either 0 or 6.
You either have 0 or Kiwami. I don't think they put 6 on PS Plus. Either one of those is good. Mm-hmm. 0 is naturally like the origin game. You could still just start at 1 and be fine. Kiwami 1, which is like the remake, is like there's someone out there in the world who will say, no, go play the original Yakuza 1 on the PS2 or whatever the fuck it came out on. And I would say, don't do that. Go play Kiwami 1 because there's a couple added scenes that explain a character's rapid change in like personality and behavior that are like very needed, because otherwise it's like, what happened while Kiryu was in prison?
Who hurt you is the question.
A lot of people, as it turns out, from those Kiwami 1 cutscenes.
Oh,
a lot of people hurt him and fucked with him. Also, just him personally. He didn't do great.
Oh, so it's a remake of the first one.
Yes, the Kiwami titles. Yeah, the Kiwami titles denote the remakes. I think they just remastered 3 for there was like a.
You mean 3 total, not just the third?
No. I think they also did 3. Mm-hmm. Because I know a bunch of them are on Xbox now, whereas before they were PS4 exclusives, or sorry, PlayStation exclusive. So Kiwami 1 and 2 are the remakes. Yakuza 3 was remastered, so it just looks better, but it's still the same game. I don't think they added anything. I don't know. They put out a thing recently called Yakuza Remastered. I don't know what's in that bundle. I think 3 is in that bundle. I don't know if 4 or 5 is in there. And I couldn't tell you, so don't ask me.
No, okay.
Like, that's just how it is. I don't know. 7's great, though. It's super weird playing those games as a proper fucking RPG, where it's turn-based, and you're trying to, like, play to enemy weaknesses and shit. Also, because the character, you have job classes in that game, so you can just switch what class your character is. Some of them are fine. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling out my party right now. weird thing to say for a Yakuza game. Feeling out my party. But it's good. A lot of the characters are really interesting. They have a Persona-style friendship meter, but they call it a drink link because you deepen your relationship at a bar over drinks.
So true.
Yeah, that's
So true.
well, because every character in that game is a fucking adult. They're like 30, 40.
What are we?
Huh? Well,
We
children
are-
of them. That dude was in prison for 18 years. He's 42.
Shit.
He got out at 42.
Yeah.
It was just kind of funny. It's like, because Kiryu, as he is in the other games, he's like 20 all the way through that series. Like, from 0 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't even know what age he is at 6, but like, he can't be over 40. Like, he's really young for like a protagonist that goes through that series. And, who hardly changes. He doesn't look like he ages. He's the perfect man. It's just how it is. Good games.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game, Yakuza 7.
Shit, we will.
You
be
prefer
on
any of
that.
the mini games in the Yakuza 7?
Do I prefer them? There's, I don't know. Because in Yakuza 6, which is the one I beat before I went to 7, you don't actually have to. It adds a little bit of context, but not a whole lot. So you can start at 7.
I have to use the facilities, guys.
Okay. I'll keep going. I won't stop. So, Andres.
Yes.
So, the thing is, in Yakuza 6, the mini games are more like... Because you know how they play, right? They're like action games.
I'm aware.
Okay, so in Yakuza 6, the big... in all the Yakuza games, there's generally like one really big mini game that has like its own like side story that you're going through. In Yakuza 6, it's a thing where you're creating like a gang, basically, to go and stop this evil gang. You're using gang violence to stop gang violence.
Okay.
And at the end of every major stage where you're facing like, this is the Terrible Six, and you're beating each member of the Terrible Six to stop the evil reign of the gang, For every time you get to an end of one of those, you are doing the regular Yakuza game combat to that boss. In Yakuza 7, it's not that. So far. Like, in the Dragon Kart game, it's just you're just driving. It's just Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, there's no combat after the fact with a special named group or whatever. And it's the same with the other one, because the other minigame is this like business management. Like, you meet a character and they say, oh man, this guy who died was supposed to take over my business that got bought out or that got fucked over by this evil corporation, but he's dead. Do you want it, main character? And he's like, you got it. And so your character takes over a business. Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
You get to be your own boss.
the character's name is Ichiban, and the company he takes over is called Ichiban Confectionaries. So basically, it's a cracker and sweet shop.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they sell.
I swear, I think I've heard that name before for like a...
Ichiban Confectionaries.
No, not confectionaries, but just like Ichiban. I think that's an alcohol too.
It's also a convention in Charlotte.
A lot of names. There's
There's a lot. Ichiban, there's a lot of stuff.
I don't know how the trademarks work and stuff, but I think so long as you're not in the same kind of business, I think you can get away with the same name.
I don't think Ichiban has trademarked the convention name. I don't think they're called.
I don't think.
I don't think it's Ichiban Con TM.
No, I'm saying that you can trademark the name. It's just that so long as it's within like the certain market that you can't affect other people.
I'm not going to speak on that because I have no idea.
I'm just saying that's how you get Dove soap and you get Dove chocolate.
Isn't it the same company?
It's not the same company.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Blew my mind. All right, that fucking changes everything. Anyway, the mini game is you're just trying to get your company from the bottom 100 spot of the pyramid up to number 1. You want to be big business. That's the deal. You want to be number 1. You want to be number 1.
It's in the name.
Ichiban.
I think that it means number 1, doesn't it?
The best or
The
something.
best.
The best, number 1.
It's the spirit that carries
It's how
on.
you read it in Japanese, because you only read it one way in English. Ichiban.
Well, you only pronounce it one way in Japanese, so.
Yeah, but you could spell it different ways. Because of the different characters and shit. I don't know, man. The language is fucking complicated. Is that still going?
I'm making it more complicated than I have to.
Anyway, the thing is, that's the whole gimmick, is you want to get your company from number 100, the bottom of the list, to number 1. And you do that through just like upgrading your business, all this stuff. You get commercial time. The commercials are amazing. Because when you start out as a small confectionery little stall and you buy an ad for 5 million yen, it's a kid crying on the ground going, "I'm so hungry," and then your character reaching out of frame with a big it's called a Sinbei cracker. He reaches out and is like, "Here you go. Oh my gosh, a Sinbei," and then he eats it, and he's like, and then the kid and your character are like, "Yeah," and that's the ad, and then you start just raking in the cash. And then when your company gets big enough and you start buying out other companies with hundreds of millions of yen because you're big ballin' now, your company name changes to Ichiban Holdings, and the ad changes to a much more pretentious up their own ass style ad that's like everyday changes, but it doesn't have to for us. And I'd have to show you. It's fucking hilarious because they play it totally straight. I've also been playing the game in English, so that kind of changes a little bit of stuff. Overall, both I've actually played it in English and in Japanese because you can just switch the audio. They're both great.
Not easy.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's not easy. When you switch it mid-game, it throws you back to the title screen, and you just have to continue.
Okay.
But you can save beforehand. It does take a minute on the base PS4, which is what I have. So it takes a minute to load.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear the differences, I mean, there's that. Anyway, if you want to do the karaoke minigame, you do it in Japanese because the Japanese people are actually trained actors and singers. If you do it in English, it's just the actors trying to sing. And it's fine, but it is not the same. It is not the same.
I think they should be allowed a little bit of leeway to hire an actual singer to sing the parts there.
No.
I think you can get away with. I think you can get away with a different voice.
If you are in a Yakuza,
the reasoning.
You shut your mouth. If you're in a Yakuza game, you are the actor and the singer. You don't get to hire another person. Do Disney movies hire different people to sing than when they do the voice?
My reasoning would be
I call them cowards.
The English version is a dubbed translation.
Shut the fuck
versus
up.
the actual original.
Yeah, but if your character isn't the one...
Your character is dubbed anyways now.
Yeah, but you want the person doing the voice to do the singing. It's funnier. I mean, they do fine, but it is not the exact same. It's like going to an actual bar with friends and having them try to sing. It's like, yeah, this is about right. It's fun. It's a good time.
It definitely fills the meter, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
Assuming the karaoke actually helps you friends.
It raises your little friendship meters.
Oh, so
you can also buy, like, I was looking through the DLC. There's like a character. There's like 2 extra classes you can get, and like there's a karaoke pack for a bunch of different songs. You can buy a manager pack for your business, which is just characters from the other games as managers. Yo, that manager stuff is the best because when you start getting really high up in like the acquiring property, like I want this business. How much does it cost? 296 million yen. When you hit purchase and then okay, it goes to a cutscene where the guy you're buying from is like, I don't know, I don't think I should do this. And then Ichiban just goes, maybe this will change your mind. And then a person wheels in a cart of like pyramid money. And then the guy goes...
That's how you know it's a lot of money.
It's a fuck ton of money. Yes. And it just looks like a lot of money. And then the guy who's like really thinking about it just does like the yeah. And then it's like you guys shaking hands. It's like, this is the best.
That's got to be the video they show all their employees before they switch the business over to somebody else. Be like, this is why I trust this man.
I'm genuinely curious how this minigame ends if they let me just sell the business at the end of it. I'm really curious. Because I don't want to because there's a trophy to get 10 billion yen. Also, the shareholder meetings is the best way to get money because you get your executive bonus. It's the best way to get money because you start that game fucking homeless. Where you have no money.
Well, yeah, you did just come from jail, so I guess you wouldn't have a home.
Dude,
would
it's
you?
not even that. It's a story thing. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
The reason your character comes out homeless is not because he just got out of prison. It's because of another story event. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah. I'm getting there. I am not very far in that game. I don't even know how many chapters there are. There's probably like 14 or so. I'm only on like 7 or 8 because I've been grinding and all that stuff. A lot. There's a lot.
Sounds like a lot to
It's a
unpack.
very good game though. I very much enjoy my time with it.
Oh, are you guys are familiar with Prime Gaming? I don't
Yes.
know much
Yeah.
about it.
Okay, I will say because I have the app or the whatever the fuck you want to call it on the laptop, and I've looked through it a couple times. There are some games that I am aware of and know that they put on there that I'm like, yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game. There's a couple that I've tried that have been. I don't want to say stinkers because that's really mean because this is clearly like an indie development type stuff, but. Man, there's something about playing a game that doesn't run well, that doesn't look like it takes a lot to play, and you just go, "Fuck, dude, I can't do this." Like you got to shore this up. I don't know.
It's not bad to have because I mean, like if you have Amazon Prime, you already have the Prime Gaming thing.
There's no reason not to have it because it's free games, and there could like I need to look through and see what's free because they're just throwing shit out there.
Mhm.
I was gonna say ukulele is free. Right?
And,
Oh, well, I mean, I could grab that. I mean, like they've
yeah,
already
but would you play it?
probably not.
Well, why would you grab it?
I would
Just to
probably
have
play it.
Oh, really?
That's why I was mentioning.
Well,
That's why I asked.
then you get it.
You know,
Okay, yeah.
Because I love Banjo Kazooie, and it's like similar.
Yeah, you gotta do it off the computer, but you know, I can just like.
All right, I hope that goes well for you. I've heard a lot of things about that game. It looks fine. It's not for me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, they also give you like a little bit of stuff for like other games too. Like back in September, I think they gave out some money for Grand Theft Auto Online.
Really?
They had some like chests for RuneScape. They had a costume in World Tanks for a I think it's May from the Boys.
Oh, so they give you
yeah.
some like
Some like in-game stuff for
like I know in the world of battleships the Kantai collection shit, the anime battleship girl thing where one of like the characters is like your commander for your boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe I should check out fucking World of Battleships. I don't know, those World of Tanks, World of Battleships game do look kind of interesting. I just don't think I would ever hang on it, so I can't download it in like good faith.
No, that's fair. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just saying to add to that yeah, you know, you have a subscription of free games, possibly games you can stream because it's like they got like a deal with Twitch too. Like, should probably bring up that we're not sponsored by anybody. I'm just putting that out there as options.
Andres,
sponsors.
Andres, I do enjoy how you phrased it as Amazon Prime Games has a deal with Twitch, like they're not owned by the same company. No shrugs. No shrugs here. They're the same entity.
Sometimes I forget that Amazon owns a lot of stuff.
They do own a lot of stuff. They're fucking up Twitch, but whatever. With all that content ID shit and the DMCA stuff that nobody technically understands. Because they won't be fucking clear about it, and who knows?
Maybe they'll never be clear.
Who knows? It's just... They should be. If the people on there are the ones that make the money, are the people that are, like, streaming and stuff. Like, you should really be clear with the people doing the work for you. They have Twitch managers that can't tell people what to do.
I mean, I don't really have too much of an interaction with Twitch. I just know
No,
that people...
neither do I. But hearing from, like, you know, a lot of different sources and podcasts of people that do stream or make a living off of Twitch and all that stuff, and they go, yeah, I don't know what to look out for because no one's been clear with me. I go, what is the point?
Oh, like what you can say and when you can't say?
Not even that. Like, well, are you aware of, like, all the DMCA stuff that's going on with Twitch?
Devil May Cry.
No, oh my
don't
God.
do that, dude. Don't do
That's
that.
funny. I like that. No. Basically, okay. You ever play a game that has licensed music in it from like an actual band that's just in the game?
Oh yeah, that will happen in like Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly. So if you're playing a game if you're playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on Twitch and you have the radio turned on and it starts playing a licensed song, you get struck. You get struck like a motherfucker because the company that owns that music is like, no. You don't get to play that. That's the issue.
I see.
And like Twitch is not being clear or helping streamers like negate that. Like a lot of games are starting to build in like mute licensed music buttons. Like it's in Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk has a setting to mute licensed music.
It's not perfect yet though.
Oh, I see. Okay, so like so like okay, I understand. So if you in the game, like the game's literally like in the settings, now there's a switch that like you can turn off licensed music.
Yeah, so people don't get
so
fucked
when you're
over.
Streaming, you don't get blocked.
Yeah, but like and like not every game is ever gonna do that. So you just have to know.
Yeah. So,
like imagine Death Stranding without the licensed music.
Oh man.
It's nothing. It's just silence and walking.
It's important.
Yeah, and you can't just like open Spotify on your Twitch stream and listen to music while doing something. No, because it's all licensed.
Imagine trying to play a rhythm game, even
you're fucking dead. Well, no, not Parappa. Like, shut up. I heard the word "pa" and I was like, I know where he's going with this. Like, but if you just find royalty-free music, that's fine. But if you like the easy way that people, I imagine streamers used to do it was just, I'm gonna open Spotify up on my stream and just play music while I'm grinding or doing something really monotonous and like, you know, not interacting or whatever. You can't do that anymore. No. Or you shouldn't do that. Also, a lot of streamers like deleted all of their VODs, like all of their past streams and all that stuff, because those have started getting striked.
Yeah, no, just imagine playing something that's royalty free and then you get like a 15-second ad that has music in it.
Well, I mean, if you're playing royalty free shit.
Nah, but it's like maybe you're like playing it off of like YouTube or something because it's been uploaded up there, and then you get like the 15-second ad that has like, I don't know, Ariana Grande singing something.
Well, first of all, Andres, if you don't have YouTube Premium, then I don't know what you're doing with your life.
You absolutely need it. It's necessary. In this day and age, YouTube Premium.
YouTube Premium is great.
Oh, so now we're giving up for Google now.
YouTube Premium. I didn't say Google.
We're not.
Listen,
yes,
they are the same company, but I will make the distinction.
They're not off the hook. No, that's for sure.
No.
Google's still not off the hook.
I can like a service, but take a huge dump on a fucking logo.
I was about to say I'm being mean just now, but you know that's pretty mean right there.
I don't care. Fucking fight me. I like YouTube Premium. It's a very good service. Google, choke on my butthole. Like, what do you want from me?
You guys see this? He's a fiend on the tube.
I've
said it before, and I'll say
fiend on the tube.
It's such a strong and like necessary platform. I think, like especially to the United States. It's like what can you not learn or watch or do through YouTube?
Like,
basically everything you need to.
It's a good TV replacement.
Learn.
Like for me, at least.
Absolutely. It is.
Yeah, for me at least, for sure, because we shared, I think our group chat shared, like, here's our watch time, and I think mine was like 6 months in total.
Yeah, it was.
I think, so my thinking is that, like, you know, it's become pretty apparent, like, in this day and age that, you know, we need a platform to be able to, like, share ideas and talk, and it needs to be protected, I feel, and it is protected in a way that they will remove, like, you know, like...
the adpocalypse
like
was scary.
plus, you know what I mean? Like, there will be, like... It's not that's not what that website... The YouTube is not for porn. It's not for, like, gore. It's not for, or, like, all those things that are just, like, that's where you go to the dark web for.
The dark web.
So, obviously, so, like...
Unironic.
So, YouTube does portray itself as, okay, this is a... it's a service / platform that's, you know, that majority people use. There's nothing that compares to it. Like Vimeo, nothing that I can think of.
Whoa, let's not get crazy. Fuck it. Come on. Hey, bro, Vimeo's up there, all right? Vimeo hits close to the heart.
Really Where are you going to go?
No.
BitChute?
Really now.
Where are you going to go? BitChute?
Really now.
BitChute.
And it's just that, you know, there's content that gets taken down for reasons that you mention a certain virus and you will lose, you know, you'll be demonetized, or maybe you're...
I don't know. I feel like I really don't like stuff like that.
To me, it feels like censorship, and it's like, okay, maybe the government's not doing it, but this is the most used platform that we do use. I mean, it makes me question: do we need to provide ourselves a platform just that the United States citizens can just use freely with each other? That something like our First Amendment of free speech doesn't get.
It's getting really serious out of nowhere.
This is getting pretty serious.
This is
like,
coming out of nowhere.
I don't want like a 4chan version of YouTube. I don't want that, because now for me to try to filter through all the bullshit, that's gonna get very annoying. But at the same time, I want something that's like, that is family and adult friendly, and you can choose if you want like, more adult themed content or less, like, not adult
Pornhub should open up their own.
No,
hold on, let me finish.
Okay,
let me finish.
Go on.
They should open up their own video type series, but more, little less. A little less penis inside vagina. A little less that. They could do it. They've got the resources. They recently had to go through their own thing with clearing out Also, I feel like, in my own opinion, the stuff that happened recently with Pornhub, with the clearing of all unverified channels, like just all accounts that were uploading stuff, gone if you didn't have a fucking check mark. That kind of stuff. I feel like decisions like that are really important as an overall, because YouTube went through a whole thing with their adpocalypse where they didn't just get rid of videos, they just tried to make their bots better, which in turn made things worse for everybody else, because making your bots better doesn't really help if all it does is just fuck over the regular person that wants to upload things. Now, to be fair, Andres and I with the YouTube channel, I only had a Kingdom Hearts video, the very first one, where we just didn't talk over a certain part of the intro, and it got flagged, and I was like, sure, I'll demonetize it. It's not making money anyway. Who gives a fuck? That's not a big deal.
We're not making money, man.
No, we're not making fucking money. We're never going to make money on that fucking channel. Who cares?
Give money.
That's not why we do it. We do it for the love of the craft.
We do it for the gang.
Yo, Mr. Beast, shout out, fucking hook up with us. We're not going to play Among Us, you fucking pussy. All right.
I know you're in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Get here.
Get here. I actually recently, because Andres, remember when we were just talking, we were I didn't realize that North Carolina had a giant YouTuber like that.
Yeah.
And I went and looked at his channel, and I was like, oh, he's one of those.
Yeah.
Because I just saw a bunch of the thumbnails. Well,
what's his title?
No, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
It's all one word. Here's the thing.
Kind of sounds familiar.
Well, here's the thing with it. I looked at his channel, his regular channel, which is just Mr. Beast. It's a lot of, I put 1 million Christmas lights on this house and broke the world record, one of those. I ate the $70,000 gold pizza.
Oh, I'm seeing it now.
It looks like we're punching up pretty heavy right now.
Well, it appears
that's what it says.
This guy. Did you have him on earlier?
No.
Okay, it appears this guy is in Raleigh.
Really?
Yeah, Raleigh.
Ah, well, whatever. Fucking North Carolina. He's got the fucking money to come out to Charlotte. Who cares? Yeah. Anyway, I don't respect videos like that because you click on it for the price tag to see, and I don't like that. I don't respect it. And it's oh, he has a Mr. Beast Gaming, and I clicked on that because naturally I think that's what we're more inclined towards. I didn't scroll very far. All I saw was Among Us and Minecraft, and I went, "We're done." Well, you've got nothing going on in my world.
Well, it's that.
Does he have
just keeping up with what's popular?
No,
I don't fully blame him for that.
No. I'm not coming. Well, okay, I am coming at him, but I'm not saying he's wrong to do it. He is right to do it to capitalize on who he is in the most popular stuff right now. I don't respect it because
you think everybody should be true to their niche and true to what they're trying
play
to
shit you want to play and put it out there.
That's true, and be an expert in that.
Okay, maybe not be an expert, but
do your best.
Be fair.
Yeah,
it's just oversaturated is all. It's not bad.
No, I'm not saying. Well,
it would be pretty damn annoying. You log in and everybody's doing a video on Among Us, or everybody's doing a video on just the newest shit.
Donkey videos?
Donkey, yeah.
Okay, have you seen his most recent stuff?
Some of it, and it's very good.
Oh my god, high quality stuff. It is the most satirical shit you will ever see. Because he mostly... Well, here's the thing.
Latest
No,
stuff.
I got you.
Oh, you got
Don't
it?
even look it up.
Okay.
So recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, he put out a video that was like, I'm changing my channel. And you watch the video, and he's like, okay, guys, here's what's happening. I've put so much heart and soul into the scripts and, like, you know, really covering these games. They're just not getting the viewership that I need. So Sunday, we're going to do Sunday Minecraft, like, you know, that kind of stuff. And here's the thing. He has been doing that. He's like Drama Alert Mondays, like stuff like that. And he's been doing it a little bit. He's fallen off definitely as compared to the first week right after that video, where every single day is one of those videos that he described for that weekly stuff. It is the dumbest shit you've ever seen. It's like, we're gonna play Among Us for $1 million, and it's 1v1 Among Us, and so it's
stupid.
Yeah, it's the dumbest shit. But here's the video is Donkey and another person standing across from each other, and then like two other people. And then Donkey goes, all right, hey, are you the traitor? And they go, no. And then he asks the other person, and then they go, no. And then he starts to run away because that means that person's the imposter.
Yeah.
And he won that round because it was best of 3. And it's just that for like 5 minutes. And it's really funny and like hyper satirical. I don't know. I appreciate that kind of shit way more because it's just like, fuck you guys. Clearly, it's a very big fuck you. Clearly, to like that type of content production.
Yeah.
They're not wrong to do it. There's nothing wrong with playing Among Us or Minecraft or whatever the shit to keep your channel profitable or like stay into a view count.
Times are tough.
Yeah.
Sure. But they're not wrong to do it. I just don't respect it.
Yeah.
Maybe play something a little different. Maybe, you know, broaden your fucking horizons, champ.
Yeah. It's very
We're playing through Bloodborne. You know, we're really striking while the iron is freezing fucking cold.
Oh god.
Wow.
Bloodborne. Isn't that like 2014?
Yeah.
2015?
But he's never played through
Never
it.
played through it.
So he's going to.
Fair enough. I mean,
And we're nowhere near close to the end.
No, we're not.
No. And what is it now? Like 6-7 times we've done this so far.
You're making good progress. I mean,
so.
listen,
So.
I'm making you do a bunch of extra shit, so it's gonna take a minute.
I'm gonna have to find some time to do the chalice dungeons though.
It's just for grinding.
And just Friday.
I actually, you know what? You'll be fine to do it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's a little bit like you might spoil yourself on like a boss, but it's not gonna matter.
Okay.
It would actually only help you.
So long as there's nothing in the chalice dungeons that can steal my insight.
I have
'Cause I
not
feel-
encountered that particular enemy.
Because I don't feel betrayed by experiencing the entire game. I just can feel confused as to why you would lead me to him.
You shouldn't have got hit.
I should not have gotten hit.
Like, what the fuck do you want from me? You're gonna face those enemies naturally anyway. I just made you go fight them for the first time as a weaker variant to get a good blood gem.
Yeah, it's a good gem.
Yeah.
It's a good gem.
Also, just hit them. Like, you stun lock everything. That's the point of the strength build. We're just doing the Bloodborne videos. That's all this is me screaming at you to hit shit.
I fear.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know what I'm afraid. I'm afraid of dying, but I'm also ambitious for that blood. It's
good.
Tough. It's tough. It's tough. I can never get a good balance between the two.
You will figure it out eventually. Hopefully, by the end of the game, you will know.
Yeah. Hopefully, I will be better for it too.
I mean,
I just, if I believe, the more experienced, and I follow the more experienced, maybe.
Who knows? And then naturally after Bloodborne, we're going to be finishing Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
What? You don't sound too enthused about it. Did you not have a good time playing Kingdom Hearts?
No, it was fun. It was fun.
Certainly,
when
I asked you what you wanted to play that day, you said Kingdom Hearts, so I assumed you liked it more.
Trying to see into the future to see
Why?
how long this would be.
Kingdom Hearts?
Once we get through Bloodborne, because Bloodborne has been, we have made progress for sure, but it has been a while. I'm trying to figure out what year we're going to be getting around to Kingdom Hearts.
To be fair, Game Grumps is like my my barometer for a lot of like time length stuff.
Mhm.
They, Mario Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door.
Yeah.
Want to know how long it took them to actually get to the end of that game?
I want to know how.
2 years.
2 years.
Took them 2 years to
2
beat that
years.
game.
Well,
Did I hear Paper Mario?
Yeah, in the 1,000 Year Door.
Oh wow.
It's a long RPG. It is a proper RPG, but just the way they do their videos. December 17th, 2016, January whatever the fuck.
Do they play like 30 minutes every week or something like that, or every other
They
week?
did, they recently moved out of it, but their videos used to be 10 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
But, that actually helps them because they play like 2-3 hours of a game.
Mhm.
You have 120 something episodes because just every 10 minutes.
Mm.
I mean, give or take, some are
Yeah.
12 or whatever, but it was a good format for really like condensed stuff. The only issue with I think the 10-minute format was like they weren't cut down; they were raw 10 minutes, so they had to like keep the funny going the whole time, which is
Right.
kind of rough on them.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like their stuff's great.
So I mean,
Still
like,
love them.
if the iron is frozen for Bloodborne,
Damn
Kingdom
right.
Hearts. It's not. There is no audience right now.
No, Andres, we aren't playing anything people want to fucking watch,
Hey,
but that's not
wait a
the
minute.
point.
You guys could be a step ahead because you're.
Yeah, we're playing it when people come back around.
Because the people are going to be coming around very soon. Like we're already
Hopefully.
doing that. The culture is turning back a couple decades, or a decade at least, or a decade or two.
Andres, let me break it down
Regards-
for you. Pulp culture is a circle,
Yeah.
and it all just leads
No,
right back
comes
around.
Because we start to get annoyed with our own shit, and
Yep.
eventually we hit a breaking point where we're like, you know what? We need to go back a decade or two and start back from there, and then move forward again. It's happening a lot, and I think in music, I'm not like a music specialist or anything, but I'm aware of like some trends right now. Like an easy one to remember would be like Vaporwave. Like Vaporwave was like taking.
What is Vaporwave?
It was.
Who is Vaporwave?
So Vaporwave. I'll get a Google definition because it.
Oh, this is not a band.
I might give a. It's not a band. It's it's a genre.
What?
It became popular. I want to say like right around 2010, like early 2010s, like 2013.
Is there
or so.
a band you could put to it?
Oh yeah, it's like Macintosh Plus. Do you remember that one? That it's kind of
Huh?
like an airy synthy sound.
Oh, okay.
That it tried to kind of emulate like the late 80s, early 90s kind of lounge music. Like here, let me put some on so you.
Well,
you
let's
get
not.
it.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Oh, I can't do that. That's right.
Let's not do that. You know what?
That's
Points
for.
So thanks for bringing that up, guys. But anyways,
If you find royalty-free Vaporwave,
the idea is that that kind of music,
it came back
even
around.
though it was 2012 or 2013, the grand public, the culture was not trying to listen to 80s music, or 80s music and late 80s and early 90s music had already been made, and that style, the it's like a synth kind of lounge elevator kind of.
Okay.
Like, imagine you're cracking open a soda. And
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting
You're listening to a
Oh shit! I
cassette,
better silence my ringtone.
and
then.
you
Now
know
I think
it's
about
kind
it
of
too.
like. Are you
Real late for
familiar?
that.
Are you familiar with like the Outrun aesthetic, where it's kind of like 80s and there's like a lot
funk.
Not funk. It's like
Because I personally do listen to a lot of like
kind of funk and R&B, and kind of think of like an 80s idea of a future, and then that would be the kind of music that you hear.
Blade Runner.
Like Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Yes.
imagine like synth music, but you change it from like that noir dark sound to
Okay.
like kind of more of like a bubbly, lighter
Okay.
consumer kind of like that. you really have to do your research on it, but you'll know exactly what I mean when you see it.
Okay.
It's like we are way past that feeling, right? Like that was 2 decades ago or 3 decades ago. But somewhere in the early 2010s, people decided that it was time to go back and kind of revisit that and make a little something new from that stepping point.
Okay.
I want to say so.
Okay, I definitely get that because like a lot of the music, like there's a band I really like called TWRP, Twerp.
Okay.
I think I think the acronym used to mean Tupperware Remix Party, and they were friends with Ninja Sex Party, the comedy band.
Okay.
But they were more of like an actual band. Like they didn't play like joke songs. They played like real fucking music stuff. It was good, but it was all like 80s funk type of deal, bass, key guitar, keytar kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I really like it. That's what I like.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
I think that's the same feeling.
Kind of like the culture is trying to return. It's like trying to step back to something that was working or was like more familiar, and just something that they liked. They even
Finding
was
a base
like
again.
interest in trying to bring it back a little bit, or maybe bring it in a different way. And it's not the only example. There's other examples in music. There's bands that are trying to sound like Led Zeppelin, going for that kind of like
feels weird.
60s like kind of hard rock or 70s hard rock, and not really 70s, the early 70s. Let's say.
I get it. It's just I don't know, stuff like that feels particularly like weird and kind of different.
I mean, yeah. Now it's 2020. Imagine like whatever the top 10s are.
Well, my thing is like I feel like there's a lot of genres of games and music, both that
kind of do that. Indie. It's
what I'm going for is like there's a lot of genres of music and a lot of genres of game that get played out.
Oh, okay.
Like 60s, 70s. Like rock, metal, like
right.
your Led Zeppelins, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, maybe don't bring that back because what happened with it was as high as you're gonna get.
No.
Like it's done. Like you've played.
Right.
Those have been played out.
Right.
We're kind of good unless you find a weird way to play it differently. But if you're playing it differently, it's not the same thing, and you're just in a different genre of music at that point.
All right.
Same with video games, where it's like. Our shit with Bloodborne, like, there's nowhere to go from Bloodborne other than to other Souls games, or to wait for Elden Ring to come out. Like, when we're done with it, we're done with Bloodborne.
Maybe it would be out by the time we get done.
Who knows?
Yeah.
If it came out contingently along with the Bloodborne playthrough, I'd be playing Elden Ring, because fuck you, I want to play Elden Ring.
Well, I mean, here's maybe a good example. So, like a year or two ago, all those those massive like 100 free for all games were like you had your Fortnite
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, yeah, Fortnite, freaking Apex,
PUBG,
all those PUBG probably more the one that started it all. But then everybody and their mom wanted to be playing and streaming that or buying that game or creating that game.
Right.
And I think people just ended up getting tired of that, and then they reverted to something kind of goofy and simple, which was an older game. Like Among Us is not a new game. It's a couple years old, right?
The loop is really good, but at the same like the thing with the game industry when we get into like this type of conversation is like the amount of companies that are chasing trends.
Yes.
They're like,
yes.
We need like there's one of the podcasts I listen to. One of the people is an ex like game test lead, like that. So he would be in those meetings where people in suits would go, "We need a good gas, a games as a service. We need a good gas out there. We need to make something that we make once and just support cheaply that constantly will bring in money."
Right.
And it's like. Man, there's nowhere to go. It's done.
That's
there's nothing to reinvent. You're asking us to make a new fucking wheel, kind of thing.
No, I think I understand how you feel about it, though. It's like you shouldn't imitate, you should emulate. You should understand what made these.
No, hypothetically emulate. We should hypothetically emulate Nintendo.
Emulate has a different definition,
No,
so
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
digitally. I'm just saying, that you should recognize what made these previous things good.
I mean, well, okay, so there's a guy named Cliffy B who I don't know where he got most of his fame from in terms of like game development, but like he was a big deal. Like he worked on a bunch of really good stuff, and then he left to make his own studio. He is the man who was responsible for Lawbringers, Battleborn, and
okay.
same guy.
So kind of like
I'm seeing a trend here.
Kind of like a MOBA.
Well, no, okay, I'm going somewhere larger with this.
Okay.
So, and I forget the third. He made a battle royale game. The thing is, I think he said this, and it does ring true, is that there are only room for three large games of a certain genre, and then you start getting into like the filler trash.
Right.
You get into the titles that are like Where the Blank Killer. Like you get into those.
Right.
So for MOBAs, it's like
there's like your top 3. There's like League,
you,
Dota 2,
and whatever the fuck.
Whatever.
Heroes of the Storm, whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
One of those.
Or the one with all the gods that's third person. Smite. Yeah.
Smite.
I would say those are probably the top 3.
You get your 3. Those are your 3. Those are the ones that most people are playing.
Yeah.
And then from there,
I think we listed 4.
We did just list 4, but we're
you know what I mean. Shut the fuck up.
He gets the idea.
I'll fucking stab you.
You get the idea.
I think for Battleborn, it was like, here's your MOBA-esque first-person type of game. You have your Overwatch, and then you have your other ones. And he tried to get in on that. It was like, but here's Battleborn. But where does it go? Because it's not going to be popular enough to get in. You're not doing anything differently. You're just making another one.
You're just making another one.
And even though I will say I have played Battleborn and it was fine. Like I had no issue with the game, but no,
it's still an imitator.
There's not enough. You need people to play the game because it is multiplayer dependent, and it's just not there.
Exactly.
And it's like
because people won't play the game unless there's enough other people playing the game.
It's like Bleeding Edge, which is like a MOBA made by Ninja Theory, and it's like I remember playing. I was telling Andres earlier, I played one game of Bleeding Edge, and it was the worst experience I could have had with a type of MOBA
to date.
Yes, to date, and I have sworn off of it because I played with a bunch of people who on my team, like because there's different game types with different objectives, which I think is already a bad sign for a MOBA when you're one where there should be like a singular objective, but you just play it differently on a map. This was like, go stand on these points and get points for your team. And you're like, okay. And I was the only person on my team going to the points, whereas everyone else was just trying to get kills. It's like, I don't understand how people play these games and deal with this.
Were you doing like a ranked match or?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe you were pretty low on the ranks, being your first match.
What? No, that doesn't matter what your rank is. If you can't read the screen where it tells you go stand on A and you're the only one on your team standing on A, that's a failure of the individual.
That sounds also like a correlation between the ranking and the...
No, it doesn't. That's bullshit.
Because if you can't read it, you're probably not going to be at a higher rank.
But then you're just not playing the game.
Yeah. You were basically playing with the people that don't play the game.
It should not be on me to have a higher rank to weed out bullshit.
You're probably at a higher rank right now. You just won your first game, right?
No, I didn't win.
Nothing.
I was the only person standing on the point, whereas 2 people on the other team read the screen and just fucking... Like, it was free.
No auto balance?
No.
And you said that this was a MOBA? That's actually not so uncommon with MOBAs.
It's bullshit.
There will be, this is a learning curve.
There's no learning. There's no learning curve. It's staying in a spot.
Well,
what is there to learn?
When I first played League, I completely just tower dived the turret. My very
Here's
first
the thing. But here's the thing, though. You understood you needed that thing to go, right?
Well, no, I didn't know shit yet. I was just doing a bunch of random shit to learn the game at first. And that's how the very first time you play a game...
Yeah, but you played the tutorial, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think that's, all right. That's
First
100
time I played, I jumped in with Alex and I think Jan, maybe.
They didn't tell you to do the tutorial? They didn't tell you how to play?
No, they were trying to tell me. I was trying to learn the hard way by just running into battle.
You should have just played the tutorial. I think it also unlocks characters.
Well, yeah, that would have been the right thing to do back then. But just saying.
Yeah,
For
clearly,
hindsight,
don't do it
2020.
now. Don't do it now.
Saying now.
Don't play League.
I
now.
think I tried to play.
Absolutely not.
I did the same thing. I tried to play a game of League, but I understood what I was supposed to do. It's just I couldn't get into the movement and playing the character.
It's a very long learning curve for League for sure. And
I wasn't a huge fan.
It's not. It's pretty much It's like everybody, unless you are really trying to get skilled and that is your passion, it's not worth it because it's just everybody.
Or unless you're playing with 4 friends.
Yeah, right. So unless you're playing with friends and unless you're really trying to get good and play ranked
With randoms.
if you're just I'm kind of trying to wind down for the night, let me play a game, let me pop open League, that's not, you're just going to leave stressed because if you just...
Unless you're playing with friends, which is the sad thing to always say about that sentence.
Oh, well, right.
Yeah,
if you're not...
Yeah.
If you're not and you're just clicking quick play and I want to be with randoms and I don't want to play ranked, it's going to be a shit show.
I can't imagine talking to someone who says, yeah, I unwind the day by playing with randoms in League.
No.
It's what the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't exist.
They need to reevaluate those decisions because
the
game is surrendered.
That's a fucked way to live.
It's essentially just surrendered at 20.
But consider the alternative.
15.
Unwinding with ranked.
Or 15. Yeah.
Huh?
Consider the alternative winding down with ranked.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Unwinding with ranked does guarantee at least maybe one other person that cares.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking shit show. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
According to you, it depends on your rank.
It's like trying to play
Some people
chess.
want to be winners.
Oh wait, also, I have one other thing to say to Anders and his ranked bullshit with Bleeding Edge.
Yeah.
No one plays that fucking game. The fact that I went in with people and it's
Bleeding Edge.
the
How long did it take you to get into a match anyhow?
Maybe I don't fucking remember, dude. I didn't count.
Was it long? Did it
I don't remember. I remember being a little while.
Okay, so you'll remember if it was unusually long,
Yes.
Okay, so it was unusually long.
A little bit.
Okay.
Which does indicate to me that the people still playing that game enjoy the game and are there to play it, right?
Dude, this shit
Oh shit, dude.
Which implies that they know what they're doing to a certain degree. The fact that I played with people that didn't know what they were doing either indicates that the people playing that game are fucking babby children who are there for the character designs.
Yeah, the character designs just look so trashy.
Some of them are fine. Some are at least a little bit interesting. The only one that I was very interested in was a dolphin that's in a fishbowl with legs. It's like a support character. I was interested, but the team I was playing with did not allow me to actually experiment with that character because I had no teammates around.
Right.
So, fuck me. It was very different. And it was a bad experience. And the fact that I was playing people that didn't know how to play the game, even though that game's been out for probably 2 years when I played it, makes no sense and is unacceptable. Ranked or not.
Understand.
Because even people in unranked on League know how to fucking play League.
Yeah, but that's because it's it comes
Because it's
back
been out
to...
a while?
Well, no, it comes down to how popular the game is too. Because it's that game that you just mentioned, maybe not so popular. So when somebody does actually play it, it's not it's held in such a high regard that they've maybe watched videos or played a tutorial or their friends are telling them what to do.
Well, the game actually forces you into a tutorial for the first time.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah, it's this is how you do the thing.
Okay.
But when you start a specific game type, while it's loading, it tells you what you're supposed to do. Text is on screen saying, go stand here to get points for your team. And so the fact that was completely ignored is just baffling.
Yeah.
Unless they're purposely ignoring it. It's like, fuck me then.
That's
Well,
tough.
regardless, the point I think is very clear that for any, what is it? The niche or the genre of game, like the style of game, like you had like your brawler, you have your. Well, we were just talking about
You have your MOBAs.
your MOBA, your free for all, your
Battle Royale.
Yeah, there it is. You can have about 3 that do really good, and those ones will dominate just the whole.
Yeah, and then every company
Same.
that didn't make it will say, "Well, here's ours," and then you see how that goes. You hope for the best.
Yeah.
Like Ubisoft does that a lot, where they're just chasing trends. Because I mean, they recently put out their own battle royale. I don't know if it's doing well.
Let me look into that.
I hope
I think
hopefully
it's called
when
like
they.
Cyberscape or something.
I'm just hoping whenever they return to form, they'll make another Splinter Cell game.
Who?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
They're not gonna return to form.
Return to
They
Splinter Cell.
haven't left
Come
form.
back. Come
They're
back
still-
to Splinter Cell.
Their form has not stopped
Cyberscape.
for them. What are you talking about?
Oh,
They're not going back to fucking Splinter Cell.
I was just trying to make it sound good. I just want more Splinter
Yeah,
Cell
but
games.
they're not going to. You want to know why?
Why?
Because Rainbow Six Siege is fucking crushing it for them.
Ouch.
They don't need to make another Tom Clancy game. Siege is doing well enough.
Siege is like.
They're still making content.
That shit is like fucking.
It's good.
That's like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't worry, man. We'll wait for you. We'll
Team
wait for you.
Fortress. It's like Team Fortress 2. That shit. For
I don't know
years
about
and
that
years.
comparison.
Oh, okay. You mean in
Okay.
terms
No,
of
we'll be
life?
going for like that's what I mean. It's not like the play style. I mean like that thing will go for years.
It'll go for a
because
while.
nobody's gonna be able to like.
The competitive scene's really strong.
Yeah.
The character stuff is really interesting. They're always releasing new characters pretty often. They do a lot of updates for maps and character stuff. It's really neat. I am still fucking blown away that For Honor is still around.
That's some shit because I did not enjoy it very much.
I did enjoy it. I still do. I do like For Honor. I think it's a very good game. It's hard. It is a fucking hard game. It is not easy to get well at. The biggest thing with it is like, man, if that first tournament didn't go the way it did, it'd probably be doing much better.
Oh, you got like a tournament, like a
Oh, you're not aware?
gaming tournament.
Have I not told you about this?
I don't know.
I am not aware about this.
You look okay.
It's not
I
aware.
thought I've ranted about this before.
What happened?
Basically, okay. There's a character in For Honor it was season 1, I want to say. I think it was Nobushi. It was a lady with a spear from the Japanese
Okay.
faction.
Spears are OP in general.
Well, it's not for the
Not for the game. I'm just saying.
not for the right
generally.
reason. Basically, there was a bug with that character where one of her moves was undodgeable, unblockable, like you couldn't do anything to get out of it. Also, yeah, she's just really annoying to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're good at the game, if you're competing at a high level, they probably know how to deal with it. But that bug carried a dude into top 8. And then the team, the people, Ubisoft, who was running the fucking tournament, let him compete in top 8.
He got there, so I guess.
Yeah, he got there
You can't stop that guy.
Yeah,
The guy-
you can.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about?
I mean, the dude just exploited a bug to get into the top 8. He should be there.
No, all right. We're doing
Listen,
this. We're
they
doing
didn't-
this
they didn't-
conversation.
they didn't fix-
okay.
they didn't fix the game.
Andres,
They
you
didn't
can
fi-
suck my fucking ass if you think that the fucking company that is running the tournament that owns that game does not have the carte blanche to go get the fuck out of our tournament. You're not even like the people you're beating. You should not be beating. You're only winning because of this.
And
And
it's a
that's
part of the game.
That doesn't mean
Listen.
that doesn't make a good competition.
I don't-
No, hold on. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for me because you're gonna get fucked. Basically, at the end of the tournament, when that guy won because he exploited that bug, and the developers came on stage and said, "We're gonna patch that out," he asked them not to because it was the only reason he won. And then
Well,
they did,
I think
and he never appeared in anything else ever again.
I am perfectly fine with that. He entered the competition following the rules.
No, fuck that
He
guy.
did not cheat.
Nah,
he did not cheat.
He cheated in my eyes.
He noticed that something was wrong with the game, and he used that to his advantage.
That's bullshit.
Is it garbage? Yes, but did he break any laws?
It's like this dude was not looking for some.
Yeah, but then it killed the competitive scene for that game. Because he ruined it. That guy, you can point to a person and say, he ruined the entire scene. He muddied the water. He fucking shat in our drinking water.
Now people don't want to go back.
Yeah, nobody wants to fucking compete or play because they saw the one tournament that happened for that game, where the person who won, who beat everybody else, did it through that thing, and everyone went,
that's garbage.
yeah, that's trash. I don't want to play this. I don't want to compete in this. And then they didn't, and then it fucking died, but Ubisoft is there just like shoveling the dirt off of the grave all day because people keep throwing more on.
This man did not bring the bug into the scene. This is not somebody that searched like the 50 broken controllers to find the one with the specific bug to make the one.
All right, you're referencing a Melee thing that I told you about. So maybe let's not, get into that because I'll start ranting about Melee.
Yeah,
so don't do it.
No. But he didn't bring anything outside to make the bug happen. The bug existed in the tournament, and I refuse to believe this is the one dude that knew about, the only dude to know about this bug.
I think he was. God, there's no fucking documentation.
They shouldn't have had the tournament with that bug in existence.
No, they shouldn't have.
That's
yes, but at the same time, they should have been able to have the foresight to go, this is the only tournament for this game that's happening this year, and we're putting a bunch of money into this production and prize pool. Maybe we should care more than not at all.
What
happened?
Whoa. Fucking MF Doom died.
Who?
Oh shit!
MF
Doom is dead.
Who is that? Oh, the rapper?
Shit,
yeah.
MF Doom dead.
Whoa.
Well, breaking news on the Garage Gang.
Breaking news, dude.
And
Fuck, dude.
there's not a lot of seating space. Hold on.
No, man.
We're actually about to stop pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Man, he was never gonna make it to the concerts.
All right, this will be. I won't. This because it's not really in the theme of our show. But wow, dude, rest in peace to a legend. That was one of the most talented MCs that ever did it.
How old was he?
49.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's young.
This guy was he's made a lot of really good music. That's a shame, man. He went too soon. I'm gonna research this, but
all right.
After
I don't want to lose my thing. Andres, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
I refuse. Listen,
you're the type of motherfucker that would watch a legendary CS:GO clip where. Okay, do you even know how CS:GO works with like spawns and stuff?
No, I don't. You're gonna have to explain it to me.
I got you. Okay. There was a thing. I don't know the people's names or the teams or any of that shit. I just know the event.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there's the terrorist spawn and the counter-terrorist spawn.
I'm aware of that, yeah.
Okay, but they spawn in different places where you can't see each other at all, and you're supposed to like meet on specific areas to kill the other team.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. A team, they stacked like there's a specific technique of stacking characters, like. One guy crouches and another guy jumps on top of him.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll take one, thank you. But I'm not going to stop. All right.
Yes.
So, there's a technique of a person crouches and another guy jumps on top of them, and the person who's crouching stands up. So the person on top is at a higher position so that they can get a better advantage spot.
Okay.
But you can only do it so high, because you're only going 2 characters up. This team... They knew about this bug. This team specifically, nobody else knew about it. They knew about the specific bug where all of them stacked on top of each other, except for the guy on top who has an op with a sniper rifle that kills in like one hit. Who at the very top was looking over a wall at the spawn of the other team and just keeps shooting at them, and they can't do anything about it. And that's how they won. Is that fine? You fine with that? Are you cool?
They didn't bring anything into it from outside.
You one of those.
Look.
I don't know you anymore.
As soon as the tournament providers knew that there was a problem with their game, with the bug, it is a big problem,
And I will say, there is a difference of stage that is not being considered here. Mm-hmm. That guy who won in the For Honor tournament had to fight through pools, through more than one person. Mm-hmm. There is no way that the developers or that the team or that the people were unaware.
They should have been aware.
They should have done something before he got the top 8. Before they let him ruin that game competitively.
If you rush to patch the bug,
No, you don't rush to patch it. You just say pick another character or get the fuck out of the tournament. They have
I understand.
full ownership of that tournament.
Okay. So maybe you can't have a compulsory rule of you can't play a character so many times in a row.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if all you're doing is the one broken thing where the other person has no chance, like 0 chance of winning, if all you're doing is that. It's not competitive. It's not a game. It's not 1v1 anymore.
There does need to be something to stop that, but I don't think
a tournament organizer going fuck you.
All right, was this a bug or was this an actual moveset?
This is a bug. This was a thing in the game that a person exploited. That I say, a tournament organizer who knew about that had to have known, because there's no way someone gets all the way through pools up to top 8 without a tournament organizer going, that's weird. There's no way.
I mean. The player is not wrong. The game is wrong in this case.
Right.
I say the player has a moral obligation to play competitively.
Well,
in a way that promotes competition.
Let me finish this Kit Kat.
Yeah, you finished that. Yeah. I'm gonna break my fucking throat. Just yelling.
You correct that he has a moral obligation to not have done that, because considering that being the first big tournament for Honor, and he just made all those people look at that shit and say, nope, I'm not getting into this. That was wrong of him, but in a way, he's right, because anytime a bug happens, you do have a little bit of a responsibility to exploit the fuck out of it until developers do something about it. Yes.
No.
You do.
No.
You should.
You should have an obligation to yourself to exploit.
Maybe not in the tournament, but
that's not what you said. You don't get to fucking run that back. Also, wait. You don't get to say tournament only, exploit the bug.
I thought you were gonna say you didn't even like For Honor.
That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it.
Look. This guy's skills were average.
All right, chill with that behind the mic.
This guy's skills were average or less than average otherwise, right?
Yes. There was, from my understanding, it is seen and believed that person would not have made top 8 if that was not there.
And nobody tried to copy the bug against him. They had the option to pick this character, and they did not pick this character to stop this man.
I think because the people in the 7 other people in that top 8 were better people.
So these other 7 people.
Also, who wants to watch that?
Nobody wants to watch that.
Then why would you encourage people to do it?
I'm not encouraging. I'm just saying that you do not have a moral obligation to lose. If you know how to win and you happen to have a bug, you might be a piece of shit. But you know who's enabling you?
No, you are.
The game is enabling you.
No, it's not.
The company is enabling you.
If it's a choice, it's not the game's fault.
It's not the game's fault.
It's the person.
It's not the person's fault. It's the company's fault for letting the game continue to be broken.
I'm sorry.
The game is broken, and the company needs to fix it.
I hate you. I hate you so much. You're so close to the cheater mentality of I did nothing wrong.
I mean,
I'm only here to win. I'm only here to have fun for me. Is that fair?
I think it's fair that he had fun. You think it's
fair?
I think it is. It's not right, but it is fair Fairness doesn't always follow the
I
rules.
hate this. I hate this so much. I'm so upset. This is so frustrating. I didn't think I was going to sit down today and record an hour and 40 minutes with a bunch of bullshit sympathizers over here.
And we were just
Listen-
gonna end
listen.
on this note.
No.
There's a
No.
reason. There's a reason why For
Fuck
Honor
this.
isn't that great, and that's
Yeah, because that guy ruined it.
it's not the guy. It would have been someone else. I refuse to believe that this one dude could ruin the game.
I think he muddied the water.
Yeah, sure. I
I would say he ruined the game.
He's complicit. Okay, I'll admit to that. He's complicit.
It's okay. Here's the thing,
But the blame does not fall on him.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
He wanted to win.
That doesn't. That
Do you get
That
money?
mean-
Do you get money for winning the tournament?
that one tournament. Yeah.
That one tournament, that guy got bank, and he had no
I
moral.
don't think he got back.
He had no moral responsibility to lose.
Yes. Oh my god. He could have just played. He should have just been better. What is that wrong?
It is.
Andres, as someone who watches a lot of fighting games and watches a lot of tournaments and feels very passionately about this,
Mhm.
when I watched the Evo Smash 4 Grand Finals with the Bayonetta, like the Bayonetta clone match, and it was the most toxic trash shit I've ever seen in my life, where the crowd, who was the people that actually liked that game, were booing the people on stage, and a tournament organizer went on stage and said, "You two need to play the fucking game or leave." Whose fault is it?
Well, in that case, they weren't
No.
fighting. They weren't fighting, were they?
They were playing the game, Andres. Whose fault?
Were they playing to win?
What? Yeah.
I don't know about that because it seems like no one won by the point that people were booing.
No.
I did see a little bit of that clip, and it was definitely a bunch of bullshit baiting. You know, just standing there for the most
Yeah.
part. No one's happy about that.
Because they talked before the match, so it was some bullshit collusion. Where they just said, yeah, the crowd doesn't like that we're playing the same character because this character's broken and this game isn't balanced. Then, fuck the crowd. We're just going to antagonize and be a bunch of bullshit.
Well, that's not even an exploit. That's like match throwing.
It's not match throwing. They were playing the match. They just wanted to be a bunch of toxic assholes. Like that guy was in For Honor. He was a toxic asshole, and a tournament organizer should have reamed his fucking asshole for it.
And
They should have taken more responsibility and told him to leave. Or pick another character.
the organizers definitely had the power to do something about it, and they did nothing.
Yeah.
About their game
That's-
or about this guy. 'Cause
That's what I've been saying.
Look. They could have done something about this guy.
They should have.
Like, I don't feel like that it can be summed up in, hey, dude, don't use this exploit because we haven't fixed it yet. Because, like, what the fuck's the guy supposed to do? Just
Not do it.
Lose on principle? Like,
He should have been better. If you're,
I would
if
hope-
you're entering a tournament, are you only entering because you know how to do one thing?
This dude did.
Yeah, and that's bullshit. That's bad competition. He was a bad competitor. Like, what do you mean?
Like, he didn't bring anything into the game that wasn't already there. He didn't.
You can't keep saying that.
No.
You can't keep saying that.
This is indeed my argument because this dude.
And your argument's bullshit.
He did not work with the other players. He did not work with any strange
I still haven't
equipment.
eaten my first one.
Oh.
I've been screaming this whole time. I have no time to eat.
Well, you have a chance. He's talking.
Like,
No, I have to yell at him while he's talking.
You have to interrupt my brother.
Yes.
I'm just not seeing the. I'm
Andres,
just not seeing the change.
my brother,
Yeah.
Andres. You're missing the fact that what he did was morally wrong. That he exploited a bug in a tournament. That was bad because it's a bug.
Well, bruh, listen.
Bruh, he said bruh.
Let's say that I don't know how to play, or let's say that I know how to play chess, all right? But then someone
Yeah.
pulls that bullshit king switch with the fucking rook.
Whoa. That's completely different. That's not a bug in the real life game. Like, that's a legitimate move that has been classified, written down, and used for centuries that the game has been played. You don't.
Okay, wait.
You don't get to use that as an example.
How obvious of it was that it was a bug?
How obvious was it?
Yeah.
I can't speak on that because it's been so long.
Was it literally like he did something over here and then everything stopped and then he just went in and he
I
got
think
the other guy?
like I don't want to speak on it because I'm not sure.
Is that like an invincibility thing? Let me see.
I can only speak of it from memory. If you're looking it up, then you can just correct me what I'm going to say. From my understanding of it, it was a known bug that was being worked on.
Okay.
And here's the thing. It was known and I believe being worked on.
Okay.
And I think they were playing. It may have been patched out on another version of the game.
Well, shit, he did. It wasn't like it just for clout. He did get $12,000 for it, so I don't blame him for exploiting.
No, I blame him. I blame him for that. That's bullshit.
Okay.
He should have had more confidence as an individual and player in his character to not have to use one thing to win. But let me finish. Let me finish real quick. Sorry. So, from my understanding, it was known and being worked on, and it may have been patched out in the most recent patch of the game. But how most tournaments work with fighting games is that they play on the patch that everyone has been playing on. Like,
it's pretty bad because it allows.
Okay, here we go.
It's called unlock tech, although tech is it's a generous interpretation. It prevents enemies from parrying certain attacks. So essentially, if the opponent is in range, they will always get hit. So the mechanic is supposed to be that they can either dodge or parry.
Yes.
But because of this glitch, that makes it impossible. So as long as you're close enough to them, you will always get a strike on them. And I feel like that's not right.
That's bullshit.
But
but I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna finish this. So with my thought process is like, okay, with most fighting game tournaments, say Street Fighter V, say on a 3-day tournament weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you play through your Friday pools. Saturday comes up and Capcom puts out a patch of the game. Your second day of tournaments is not played on the most recent patch. It is played on the patch that everyone has been playing on for the 3-day weekend because you don't want major things to shift in your tournament weekend.
Okay.
I don't think that was the case in this. If it was, then they should have just said, you can't. No, that's been patched out, and that character specifically some bullshit, so don't do it.
Well, then they should have played on the most recent version then.
That would have fucked everybody else.
I think that's fine. Listen, these organizers have the power to change, the conditions of the
Yeah, tell that guy to leave.
Listen,
What do you want?
I think our only disagreement here is how much we actually blame the dude. Because, we both definitely blame the organizers to some degree. They could have done something. They should have done something. Yeah. It's just that I believe that, the majority is definitely on the organizers of the event.
I think the majority is on the guy.
Okay.
Why?
I'm...
Say something.
I'm not going to say that if the game is broken, then, you're not allowed to continue to use the broken version of it. They were playing a broken version of the game that they developed, they created, and the tournament's
let's not use the broad version of broken. The game worked. The game was fine.
Because if the tournament is meant to show off the game, in all the varieties that you can do it, this is how the pros do it, this is how the experts do it.
Yeah.
If the experts can be taken down by somebody that's got relatively little skill, then you're showing off a very bad side of your game, which does exist.
Yes, and the organizers should have done something.
Yeah.
But that guy should have had more awareness. He should have had the agency. If he actually liked that game, if he actually really loved For Honor and went out of his way to compete in that game's tournament, the fact that he did not have the awareness... the agency to say, maybe I shouldn't automatically put out an awful impression of a game I really love. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Nah, I'll just be a piece of shit. Am I supposed to be fine with that?
It depends on how much of that version is deserved.
What? What does that mean?
The game was not fixed. The game was not...
optimal
condition. The one thing, yes, but the one thing is pretty important. It's an exploit that plenty of people could use. It's not just like it's not an esoteric exploit.
But it's the only thing the guy did to win.
The guy's skill doesn't matter. Like I don't.
Yes, it does. In a tournament format, in a competitive nature. If you're playing football and the one guy on the other team has a hammer in his hand the whole time, oh man, whatever.
He's not breaking the rules.
But he's not good either.
The exploit.
He's only doing well because he keeps hitting people in the fucking knees. Nah, man, I'm just playing the game. Like, that's fine.
I can't bring myself to blame the dude.
Why not?
I
Why are you fine with this?
Because it was going to be somebody, If not him, it would be somebody else.
But...
And frankly, if this is how they're showcasing the game, the organizers do have rules that allow to carry away from the bug, to show things aside from the bug, to guide the fucking players away from certain things. Like, listen, Super Smash Bros. Tournaments all the time say, hey, you can't choose characters. That's fine, right? Like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's a lot of different stuff.
I mean, like, why can't they at this last round say, hey, there's been an update, certain things are unfair, so to show off our game, just don't choose characters or something like that.
Like, I'm not saying that the tournament organizers aren't dumbasses for letting it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, there is blame on their part, but I am not going to allow all blame or any of it, and any small little percentage of it, be swept away from the cunt that ruined that tournament.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like this guy was cheating the house at some casino or something.
I don't know. He won 12,000 off a glitch.
Off of a glitch, yeah.
So he kind of cheated the house.
He recognized some sort of repetition, but it's like...
Oh, but counting cards is wrong.
Listen,
Sorry guys, I'm getting a phone call.
Okay.
I am thinking that,
We're about to end it anyway.
I'm thinking that maybe it's just possible that, the organizers can find a reason, not necessarily... Not a reason to kick this guy off, but like maybe a reason to be like, hey, listen, you got this far, this isn't fair. We can settle things, or we
can settle things.
Yeah, no, literally. Mean? Like casinos do ask people to leave sometimes. If people are just too damn good at the exploits.
Andres, I've been saying the organizer should have asked him to leave.
Not kick him out, but ask the dude to fucking leave.
Okay, you can't compare. The casino if your comparison is casinos asking people to leave, and I've been saying the organizer should have asked him to leave, and you're saying it's not the same or 1-to-1 or fair,
like
you gotta pick a different analogy.
Okay, because it's like I'm not thinking this dude should be kicked out of the tournament for like exploiting as far as he has. All right, he should be still allowed to compete. I do think he should be allowed to compete, but definitely they can change the conditions that this dude competes in because.
I also said that earlier, but you're like, yeah, but no, because
but I do not. I don't blame the dude. I don't blame the dude for exploiting it at all. He earned his position in the top 8. Listen, earn is a very generous word.
Honestly, it is. You fucking bullshitter.
But honestly, it looks like you can earn things, do very cheap actions, very cheap.
He earned, people. The man earned it.
I mean, how many people
grifted babies, but he earned it.
I mean, hey, yeah, okay, so yeah, maybe the exploit is not unique to him. Anyone could have used this exploit, but he did use it. He did use it.
I hate you so much. I just hate this. I hate everything about this because we're never going to agree. We clearly we are never going to agree.
We can't. But it's like I think that it's because all the blame that I would put on this dude, because I mean I don't care about this dude's character. This dude was playing. He was playing to win. And he was simply allowed. He was
There's
simply
the word.
He
play
was
to win. Play to win, folks. Take a knife out in the middle of your set, and you don't have to do anything with it, but play to win.
This man was simply allowed to win.
Allowed to win. I hate that.
Because who the fuck was going to stop him? Who the fuck was going to stop him?
The organizers!
Yeah, well, they could have done it. They didn't do anything about it. They could have patched the game. They didn't patch it.
It's not about patching.
They could have changed the conditions. They didn't change the conditions.
Yes, but that guy should have.
At what point can I say? Oh yeah, no, it's definitely the dude then, because it's like I'm just forgiving them too often for stuff that they could have done.
Forgiving
the company clearly, because I mean it's like look.
I'm not asking you to forgive them. I'm just asking you to acknowledge the fact that that guy's a piece of shit. But you can't, can you?
I can't do it.
Why can't you?
I can't do that because it was a part of the game. It was.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is that it's in the game. That seems like a pretty low fucking bar.
The tournament's meant to show off the parts of the game.
It's
meant to show off the game. And if someone happens,
you don't get to say
if
that.
someone
you don't get to sit there.
If
and
you
tell
happen
me,
to find something awful about the game, if you happen to find something awful about the game, and you're an awful person that wants to show off how awful you are with your awful skills at doing something awful, then the game might be pretty awful. Like I'm shitting on them pretty hard for saying the game might be pretty awful for that, but yeah, it might be pretty awful.
the one guy means that it's the company's fault.
They knew this. They knew about this guy. They knew about this bug. They had plenty of time to find out about it. They were checking their resources, and they failed to catch any of this. Failed to stop any of this. It was only at the very end that they're like, hey, we're going to patch this thing for the future. Like,
I hate this. I hate it so much.
Like, their active involvement in this tournament, just not there. No activeness. Very passive.
But none of it's the guy's fault, naturally. No blame. It's all fine.
If I have to blame the guy...
What is a cheater to you? What is a cheater? Just tell me.
It has to be someone that brings outside influence to an inside system. Like, the game is self-contained, all right? The tournament is self-contained.
Okay.
It's like you got rules, you got regulations, you got stuff, all right?
Right.
So you have a system. And if someone goes against the accepted stuff... Okay.
So cheating is outside. What would you call unfair?
Jesus Christ, we're still going on about this?
Yes, I'm
No.
upset.
This dude
What is
passionate
unfair?
about it.
Tell me what an unfair competition is. If someone does something in a competition that is unfair, what does it mean to you? What is it? What's the scale?
Damn, we're getting into...
I'm trying to make
Big
him understand.
questions.
What is it?
There's nothing to understand about that.
No. Answer the question.
Because this is
If you watch something
this-
and you say that's unfair, what are you pointing at?
Alright.
I'd have to point at any kind of break in the rules or system that allows...
Break in the rules or the system?
Because there needs to be a mechanic that I can blame that is unfair. And the mechanic
And you can.
was a part of the game. The mechanic was a part of the system.
But
the
it was
mechanic was...
But it
The
was
mechanic-
unfair.
Okay, well, it's like if I was to introduce someone to this game at the time that it was buggy, and I was just like, hey, this is what For Honor is, this is what it's about, and then the mechanic happens naturally as a part of nothing to do with me, but as a part of Ubisoft's planning. Hell yeah, it's Ubisoft's fault. It's a part of the system.
That's not what I asked.
It's a part of the game.
No. Hold on. Fucking shove it up your ass. You need to hold on for a second. I didn't ask you any of that. I just wanted you to tell me what if you were to point at something that was unfair, what would it be? And you told me what? Don't go on your fucking tirade.
Outside interference.
No, that's cheating.
Interference.
That's cheating.
Interference is cheating, yes.
Yes,
I
I
agree.
said unfair. You said a break in the rules or the system of the competition. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is the thing he did not a break in the rules or the competition?
No.
It's not a break in the
It's
competition.
not. It definitely
doesn't break the competition?
It makes it look bad, definitely.
So
but,
it's a break in the
maybe it's just
competition.
bad. No.
No?
No. I mean, like, what equipment did he use that, brought the
Stop
bug
saying
about?
equipment. Because you're going back to your cheating thing. We're not talking about cheating anymore. We're not talking about equipment. We're talking about unfair. The mental practice of being unfair. Okay?
Okay.
What he did was unfair.
I mean, is it a fair game?
Oh, there it is! See? Is it a fair game? I've trapped the man in his words.
Is it a fair game, though?
My thinking is
I don't think it's a fair game.
My thinking is that
We need to agree to
the
disagree.
developers are the ones at fault here. And
I think everyone's... I think they are at fault. No one disagrees.
They should not have had the tournament with those bugs.
Or that guy.
Because they...
I'm saying...
Okay.
You're really passionate
Look,
about this
look.
dude.
Yeah, because that guy needs to go.
No, okay. This guy is like, he's the very last guy to blame. And so by putting it all on him is not right. It's not right. Okay. Was he cheeky? Did he do something that was sneaky?
Was he cheeky?
Yeah.
Was he cheeky and sneaky?
Yeah,
And
yes.
did he
He was cheeky.
And did he exploit the game in the state that it was? Yes. But you have to give credit to the fact that is the state the game was in.
You can't ask me to give credit.
That is the state.
You can't ask me to do that.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
when they held a tournament and they say, this is the game that you are going to play as is, and you enter that tournament, you can play however the hell that game allows you to. So in the constraints of that, in the big picture, if we go big picture,
okay.
If he didn't do that, would For Honor have opportunities for more tournaments and have more of a fan base? And let's say,
I think so.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
And so this is a very strong lesson for developers and for video game companies. You know who you are. To work out all those kinks and bugs and
games are hard
and shit.
Games are hard. Let's say that.
Work that out before you hold a tournament because they will play it.
Or
they will play it as
get the organizers who will tell those people to leave, or to if they see you do it again,
or make a rule about it. Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying Ubisoft does not have a level of responsibility. I have said multiple times the organizers should have done more. But I'm never going to say that guy is free of all constraint, that he has no part to blame, because that's bullshit.
Okay, so just to boil it down, though, I would say that I can agree that this guy might be the cause of problems.
Yeah, okay.
But he is not the fault of problems. The fault is the bug. The fault is the company.
Okay.
What were his actions as moral as they could have been?
Certainly
no.
Certainly
no.
not.
But is he the one that's culpable for the reason that the shit happened the way it did in the tournament? The game.
I'm losing the thread here. There's a lot of shit going on.
No, the game was as is.
Yeah.
The proctors or the referees, they didn't say shit, and they just let him do it.
Yeah.
So he
what? You know what? The tournament was bad.
It was a bad
tournament. The tournament was bad.
It was a bad
everyone should have done something.
Yeah.
Every person in the structure should have done something. The guy himself, the organizers, everything should have been done better. We'll say that.
You got really strong feelings about this, and I do think that because
we're touching on a bigger subject of like. I'm good. I haven't even eaten the Kit Kat. So, I'm passionate about this because we're touching on the greater subject of like fair competitive nature and where you draw the line in the sand.
Look,
because I'm saying with the CS:GO thing, that's bullshit, and that shouldn't have happened. And I think that team should have been not kicked out of the tournament, but should have been round penalized for doing some bullshit that made the game unfair to watch and poorly competitive.
I don't think that you can go back necessarily and say that, hey, this thing that we didn't know about, this problem in our game, we can blame it on you. But I do think that you can definitely change the future to
I can blame aspects on the individual.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the individual is completely at fault, but they have a part to play.
Maybe, but I just see it as I see it as so minimal because it's like the way I see it is that someone's gonna do it.
All right, see,
it's not a part
you're trying to take almost all blame off the individual.
Almost all blame is off the individual.
No, it's not.
That
person went into the tournament and made the conscious decision to act like that.
Made the active conscious decision to win. You mean?
To act like that. And I'm supposed to be fine with that?
No, but I mean,
we're never going to agree.
We can't get into this person's brain. We don't know if he knew or not that was just a fair mechanic of the game.
No, he knew. No, okay, here's the thing.
He knew.
He knew because when the developers handed him
he was new to gaming.
No. So here, we know because when he got handed the check, the developer said we're gonna patch that out, and he was looked beggingly please don't do that.
Please don't. I'm not gonna win this.
No, he knew.
Yeah. Okay.
He knew 100% what he did and was completely fine with it because money. And I think that's a shit motivator and a bad reason.
The fault...
Love of the craft.
It's not...
I think everyone's at fault. We all agree everyone's at fault.
No, but I mean, it's like...
No, fuck you. Shut your mouth. I'm trying to go home.
All right.
Everyone's at fault? Or is everyone at fault here? Fuck you. I know, I'm done with this. I'm turning this shit off. Eat my ass.
Moral
Eat not so much of my ass. Fucking watch the episode.